The world's trade map is changing. Once united by shared prosperity, the ties between Canada and the United States are starting to fray. And as America looks inward, Canada is looking across the Atlantic toward a new future with Europe. This isn't just a trade deal. It's a story about power, independence, and a nation choosing its own destiny. Today, we uncover how Canada's $18 billion pivot is reshaping global trade and what it means for the future of the world economy. For decades, Canada and the United States shared one of the world's closest economic partnerships. Their industries, jobs, and growth were deeply connected, especially through one vital resource: aluminum. Every year, more than 80% of Canada's aluminum flowed south to the United States. It built planes, cars, skyscrapers, even smartphones. The partnership seemed unbreakable, until it wasn't. In Washington, new policies began to reshape trade. Under the claim of national security, the United States slapped heavy tariffs on Canadian aluminum. Overnight, profits dropped. Access to the American market became unpredictable. For Canada, it was a harsh reminder. Even the strongest partnerships can turn fragile when politics intervene. Rather than wait for another policy swing, Canada made a choice: to diversify. It began to strengthen its relationship with Europe, creating what's now called the Canada-EU Strategic Partnership for the Future. Europe, searching for reliable and low-carbon materials after cutting ties with Russia, saw Canada as the perfect partner. Aluminum, made cleanly with hydroelectric power, fit perfectly with Europe's green ambitions. The deal? Worth more than $18 billion, and symbolizing a major shift in global trade routes. For Europe, this was more than business. It was about security and sustainability. A steady flow of clean, responsibly produced aluminum supports key sectors, from electric vehicles to renewable energy to construction. Europe no longer needs to depend on volatile suppliers, and Canada gains a strong, future-focused market across the Atlantic. A win-win built on trust. Meanwhile, in the United States, the effects are already being felt. Manufacturers who rely on aluminum now face higher prices and longer supply chains. Economists warn this could hurt competitiveness and raise costs across major industries, from cars to construction. Rebuilding domestic supply will take years and massive investments. In a race for industrial resilience, the U.S. is losing ground. Canada's move isn't just economic, it's strategic. It's about control. Control over national destiny, over industries, and over the terms of global trade. By balancing exports between the U.S. and Europe, Canada reduces risk and increases leverage. It's a message to the world. True strength comes not from dependence, but from the freedom to choose. The world is watching. Canada's pivot shows how fast global alliances can evolve when trust erodes. Europe gains a reliable partner for decades to come. America faces the cost of short-term politics. And Canada? It stands as a model for what smart, forward-looking policy can achieve in a time of uncertainty. As Canadian aluminum sails across the Atlantic, it carries more than metal. It carries a nation's message, a declaration that true strength lies not in dependence, but in the courage to adapt. In a time when old alliances waver and new ones form, Canada has chosen vision over reaction and strategy over fear. This isn't just a trade story. It's the story of a country taking control of its future. But now the question is, as Canada rises and Europe strengthens, will the United States rebuild trust or be left behind in the new global order? Because in today's world, those who adapt lead, and those who hesitate follow. I'm your host, and this is the Macrosphere, where we decode the world's biggest economic shifts, one story at a time.